What challenges do banks typically face when implementing a new core banking system?
The most common pain point we see is that integration into existing system landscapes is massively underestimated. Banks have grown their IT over 20-30 years, and every platform has to fit into that system. That quickly turns what looks like a clear-cut project into a multi-year undertaking. The costs are hard to plan for, not because the core system itself is expensive, but because the integration effort only becomes visible once you're deep into the project. And that's a real strategic problem. If an implementation takes 2 to 3 years, the market has moved on in the meantime. Banks need speed, but classic core banking projects often don't deliver that. We've experienced this ourselves with existing customers. Legacy dependencies don't just slow down the rollout, they also keep a bank from being able to act truly agile afterward.
How does Banco's new platform simplify the technical implementation of a new core banking system?
The key idea is that our system doesn't require the bank to switch everything off first. The system runs independently, in parallel. We call that the sidecar approach. Step-by-step modernization instead of a big bang. For the bank, that means no all-in risk on day one. New products can be launched on the new platform while the existing system keeps running. That dramatically lowers implementation risk. All integrations run through modern open APIs. This isn't a proprietary interface that only works with us. Any standard service a bank is already using can be connected. And the data, we enable data from the core banking system to flow directly into a data lake infrastructure. That matters, because banks today don't just want a core banking system. They want to make their data usable for analytics, for reporting, for AI applications.
Stefan, from an organizational perspective, how does the implementation process for our new core banking system work?
A good question, Christoph. We've designed a structured onboarding process for seamless integration into existing systems as well as connections to external services. The core information is handed over to us or to the system by the bank during onboarding, things like the address, style sheets for later documents and information on external providers. We then check whether all the required information is in place. And after that, the bank can start directly with the core product and continue designing its products. In terms of products, there are standard products, savings accounts, fixed-term deposits, current accounts and loans, without a lot of bells and whistles. So these are genuinely standard products in the best sense, and the bank just needs to set interest rates, configure terms, and can then launch directly in the market.
To sum that up, how does a bank benefit from an implementation process that runs the way you've just described?
You can bring products to market in a relatively short time. If, for example, you're not sure whether you want to launch a savings account or not, this naturally gives you a good way to find out. You can configure products fairly quickly, bring them to market and simply test whether they get adopted. If they don't get adopted, you can also wind that business line down fairly quickly and focus on other products. Depending on the bank's current product portfolio, that gives you a fair amount of flexibility. And thanks to the fast build, or rather the fast setup, and this ability to test, implementation costs overall are of course kept low. So the bank can plan well and react quickly.